is good to you. America, please take my hand. Can you help me understand?
That footage you watched wasn't from the 60s, it was from last year. I just added a filter onto it. The point I'm trying to make is that there's still civil unrest going on today, which begs the question, does the other America still exist? Well, obviously. Does that even have to be a question? Of course there's injustice, we see it all the time. It may not be as overt as it was back then, but it still lingers on in more subtle ways. It essentially boils down to prejudice from days past that continues to influence how we see things. It's why we're still having arguments about the wage gap. It's why it's okay to riot after your team wins the Super Bowl but not for protesting. It's why gay men have restrictions on donating blood. Yeah, it's a thing, look it up. It's kind of hard to visualize this while I'm speaking in general terms about a whole country, so I'm going to try to keep it local with a personal experience. I want to talk about this video that I filmed about 4 years ago. For those of you who don't know, I like to make short films, and lots of the videos that I would make were action videos. So naturally they were fake guns, which were airsoft rifles that we cover up the orange tip with masking tape. And I'm not talking about some dollar store pistols, I'm talking like replica M4s. Do you see where this story is going? Basically, one day we were filming a video, and the neighbor of my friend's lot that we were filming next to asked us what we were doing, and was concerned that we were filming with realistic looking rifles. He threatened to call the cops on us if we got too disruptive, but otherwise let us film the rest of the video. I'm going to stop here for a second and ask you a question. If my friend and I were not white and or Asian, do you think said neighbor would have been harsher on us? Me personally, I definitely think so. And I hate to bring this up, but there was that story a couple years back about that kid that was killed by the police because he was flaunting around a gun with the orange tip blackened out. In my opinion, we basically did the same thing, but the difference is that we didn't have to lose our lives over it. So what's the solution? There really isn't any one right answer other than to have people be informed. They say that people fear what they don't understand, and I guess that boils down to people having prejudice over other people or groups, really because we tend to be pretty sheltered people, being taught to have certain hatred or getting our information funneled through the mass media or whatever. But we still have a long way to go. Think about it. Look at our own city, Grosse Pointe, for a second. Remember those incidents that made the news last year? Or what about those barricades that separate the park from Detroit? There's a reason why they put them up there, and I'm pretty sure it's not to set up a farmer's market. It all boils down to the fact that in order to overcome our prejudices, we need to identify that the root of our problems is ourselves. The question is, where do we go from there?